Good morning, friends. Please let me know if you can hear me okay, you guys. I had some technical difficulties here. Please let me know if you can hear me okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I couldn't get my camera to work this morning, so I've been messing around with that for a bit. Let me know if you can hear me okay, all right? I've had to rejig something so that this hopefully works. Obviously, this is a problem if I can't move my camera around because I do that like every other day. So, oh, you guys can hear me? Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. I do apologize. I wasn't ready because I got sidelined with my technical difficulties, so I'm still drinking my tea. So happy Thursday, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well and you had a good night's rest. And I'm still smoking a cigarette, so I do apologize for that. What did I want to say? Oh, thanks, Flying. Hi, Carnomancy. So, really quickly, I put up some what was I going to say? Sorry, the technical issue sort of messed me up a little bit. Good morning, Scott. How are you? Welcome, my friend. So, a couple of things. So, the tarot scopes are up on the site. The pick-a piles I put up last night. And thank you, everyone, for your patience with Charlotte, because Charlotte was in some sort of a mood last night, as you could hear in the background of the video. She was crying her little face off, poor thing. Thank you, honey, for popping in. I appreciate that. CCFBG Garage is my husband, for anyone who cares to know, if you don't already know that. He's our number one fan. All right, honey, have a good day. Love you. Hi, Faye. Good morning, my friend. How are you? All right. So the pick-a piles are up. The tarot scopes for the current week that we're in are up. I'm here today. I will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. for Thank Spirit. It's Friday, where we do our collective read for what's coming up for the weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. And what else is happening? On Valentine's Day, I will be on Heart and Soul Connected with Allie. I believe that's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, where we're going to talk about loving ourselves as a celebration to the Love Day. And so I'm looking forward to that. I always love spending time with Allie, so that's exciting. And I think that's really all I have to report. The new tarot scopes will be up this Sunday, as well as my new Positivity Challenge video. So lots to look forward to, lots to do. So why don't we get started and pull some cards, my friends? Thank you, by the way, to each and every one of you who, left me such wonderful comments over the last couple of days for the tarot scopes, as well as the pick-a piles. I am so grateful for your support. Honestly, you guys are the very, 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 very best. And I think that you are phenomenal. And I could not do this without you. So thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's break out some cards, my friends. So, how is everybody doing? How is everyone feeling? I'm going to break out my own tarot deck, my own oracle deck, and we'll pull some cards from there to start. As you all know, I've just changed my office around and nothing is organized. I do not like that. I do not like that I'm disorganized. All right. Cardamancy, how's the storms where you are, hon? Has everything settled down now? Flowing, you're tired? Trying to wake up? My name is spelt with a Y, Vivian, but that's okay, my love. I know that you're talking to me. I'm the only Kelly here, so it's all good. And I do apologize if you guys can hear noise. It's the snow sliding off of our roof. We have a steel roof here, and it's been very mild. Thank goodness. We're out of the minus 30s this couple of weeks, and the snow is just like sliding right off the roof, and it makes a giant crash. And you'd think after, a few years of living here that I would be used to it, but I'm not. I am not. I'm just pulling a couple of card piles card decks out of their boxes. Again, I apologize for not being ready. I usually am, but I had some technical difficulties. It's what happens, friends, when you move your office around, right? All right. I don't want to use those today. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Vivian, you need warmer weather? Well, it's 0 degrees Celsius here right now, my friend. So last week, as you guys know, I tell you almost every day what the temperature is. It was like minus 33 feels like temperature, which is like minus 27, 6, somewhere in that range, Fahrenheit. Like it was cold, and now it's 0. So, I mean, good morning, Anna Banana. How are you, love? Happy Thursday to you, my friend. How did your class go yesterday, Anna? So we have the lovely Austin is here with us. He's lounging on the bed, and Charlotte has joined him. I'm not sure where Quincy's at. All right. So the first card that we have out, the month of November. Month of November, just as an FYI, is my mom's birthday month. The gemstone for November is topaz. And topaz's properties speak to joy, creativity, and youth. And I think that's interesting because in the pick-a piles last night, as well as our conversation yesterday, when we were talking about how to boost our positivity in our homes and in our workspaces, we covered all three, well, 2 of those areas, but tying the youth into the creativity part, right? Like in terms of like your inner child, so to speak. So I think that's an interesting way to start. There is nothing I find better than to tap into that creative sort of space that I have, and most of us have, but we don't exercise that muscle, right? I think it's great. We have lots of people popping in here. Hi, Kay. How are you? Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Happy to have you here. I know this is your first time joining, and as well as Scott's. So thank you for that. Hi, Patricia. Good morning, my friend. Oh, it wasn't class. It was a practice session. Working on other people's schedules requires adjustments in what I like to do. Yes. Yeah. Well, I hope that you enjoyed it, Anna. I hope that you enjoyed it. So we're just pulling some cards from my own Oracle deck here that I made. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Like, so when I decided that I wanted to do this, I sat down with a, sheet of paper, and then sometimes I would have my phone, and, as the ideas came to me, I wrote them down. There's no artwork really on them. It's just a bunch of words. But when I say a bunch of words, I really thought about the sections that I wanted, what I wanted the cards to say. And I love that. it was so really like it was exciting to think about what I was trying to do. It was creative because I was, trying to think about all the decks that I do use and trying to figure out what I thought might be missing or what I think I don't want, or the direction that I wanted to go. So, there was a lot of suggestions that I was making to myself as I was going throughout my day. Oh, that's a good idea. I'm standing in the kitchen washing the dishes and like, boom, something popped into my head and I'm like, oh, that should go in there. And then I'd go and I'd sit down and I'd write it in. And then I'm like, no, I don't like that. So it took me a few days to write a list of the sections that I wanted, the things that I wanted in it. But I tell you, friends, getting out my markers and putting the words to the cards, it was just an exciting, empowering process. It truly, truly was. And for the minimum of, I think it was like $25 in total that I spent between the cards and the markers, it was money well invested. It was money well invested because I don't know the last time that I felt that good about doing, a little project like that. And it made me feel fantastic. So tapping into our creativity is a great way to lift up our spirits and empower us, and also do something that perhaps we wouldn't normally otherwise do, right? If that makes sense, in terms of not everyone's breaking out their markers every day, right? Or pursuing a creative endeavor. Good morning, Marie. How are you, love? All right, let's continue, my friends. I'm sorry I'm on my soapbox this morning. I do apologize. I got these off of Amazon, Kay. I just changed my whole entire office around, so I do apologize. I don't have anything close by me. But these were, they came in a package. They're very tiny. So in comparison to like a regular size Oracle card, right? They're more like the poker playing cards. There was 180 cards. They're blank. With a sort of like a glossy finish. You need to use a permanent marker on them. And I'm in Canada, and I think they were like $14.99. So it was very reasonable. And then I ordered a box here of markers that were like $8, and they're all permanent. So good morning, Jane, my friend. How are you? I'm sorry I missed your chat this morning, my friend. All right, let us continue. Let us continue. Let us continue. Oh, Marie, I'm on that soapbox more often than I care to remember, my friend, but thank you so kindly. Oh, that's lovely, Kay. I like that idea a lot. Kay says that she wrote a positive affirmation book and always thought it would be good on cards. I love it. All right, so the next card that we have out is from the interactions section. And the interactions section is just sort of my way of saying everything. So it's like communication, transportation, medication, transformation, those kinds of things, right? Transformation speaks to changes, speaking to working hard on yourself. And everyone here in the chat knows anytime that we work on ourselves, it seems like such hard work because there's unexpected feelings and unexpected emotions and unexpected reactions to those unexpected emotions, right? Everyone here knows that I'm a huge fan of mirror work. I have my mirror right here beside me, right? And when you do mirror work, sometimes you have such an interesting reaction to what that conversation is going to look like. And so the change is real, but sometimes there's unexpected emotions. And so sometimes that scares us and makes us sort of retreat backwards and go, no, 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 I don't want to do this. I don't like how this makes me feel. Nobody wants to walk in to a situation where they feel good or feel okay, and then, they know in 5 minutes. It's like going to the doctor and getting a shot. Like, not everybody wants to sign up for that, right? Good morning, Suzanne. How are you, my friend? Growth and expansion are all part of your transformation, but the hard work has to be done in order for the growth and the expansion to happen, right? How are you doing, Jane? Are you not feeling good, my friend? I hope that everybody sends Jane some love if she's not feeling okay. All right, let us pull another card. Let us pull another card. All right. And we have from the throat chakra, obviously located at the throat. And I say obviously, not everybody knows the chakra system, so located at the throat, right? The throat chakra speaks to choice. It speaks to your faith, your belief, you're in your own self, your self-expression, your free will, trusting life and following your dreams. And when I was on with Sun Psychic Jean, I pulled this card for someone, and I was on there reviewing the reading that she did for me, which I highly encourage anyone to watch if they are going through. Scott, actually, that might be something for you to watch, because it was all about the anxiety that I have after my mother passed. Something that I learned from Adrian of Red Lentil Healing, and that was that when your throat chakra is closed, your communication is closed. So that affects, you speaking your truth, you asking for assistance, I need help, you being able to talk it out, to release it, whether it be crying or yelling or just talking, right? Also, your hearing is affected, so you can't take in any kind of advice or support that someone may be offering you, because you're closed, you're blocked. And so she suggested that I sing to be able to open up my throat chakra, to be able to increase my effectiveness to communicate. She suggested that I sing. And so this whole month, and I'm not trying to promote my shows, I'm just explaining, right? This whole month we're talking about positivity in our wellness chats. And our first one was how to boost positivity by means of color. And last night we talked about how to boost positivity in your home or in your workspace. And so what I did was I made myself a music playlist. It was the first thing that I did. And because I always have that in the back of my mind, that's what Adrian said was to sing. And I love to sing, even though I'm a horrible singer. Sorry, we should never say horrible. I'm not fantastic. Let's say that. So I made myself a playlist, and I crank the tunes when I'm at home by myself, if I'm cleaning or whatever the case may be. And I just sing my heart out to continue to keep that chakra open. And the singing makes me feel fantastic. If nothing else, it makes me feel fantastic. So there you have it. Thanks, Vivian, for putting that in there. That's very kind of you. Appreciate that. And yes, I Flowing was there with me when we were doing this. I think that I'm not sure if Vivian was there. I'm pretty sure Anna was there. I know Carter Mancy was there. All right, let us continue. There was a lot of people in the chat that day. All right, my friends, let us continue. All right, the next card that we have out, friends, there you go. Now, I don't know why I feel emotional about this, because I'm thinking of Jean's reading. So for the people here that don't know my affiliation with 1111, this is from my mother. This is from my mother. I have had a reading telling me that this is from my mother. So every time I see 1111 and every time I see 111, which in the last couple of days, my friends, has been, 2-3 times a day, this is from my mom. When you see synchronicities, don't wait 8 years like I did to try to figure out what the heck they mean. It is a message. So 111 or 1111 speaks to intentions, that you're being heard and that you're on the right path. Thanks, Jane. Yes, Vivian, it was the most how do I explain? They're really, it's very difficult for me to articulate into words in a way that anyone else would understand what I'm trying to say. It was a life-changing experience. And that is the best way that I can sum that up. I had the reading with Jean, and I literally felt a peace, that I've been holding on to for so long, literally like crack and fall off. And I felt it. And it was phenomenal. Oh, Valerie, I'm very sorry. You know what? Listen, our moms and the bond that we have with our moms in most people's cases is a bond that is not duplicated with any other person in our life. And I don't want to get into my whole life story here on the channel, although most of you know it. But when my mom passed, it was not my mother's death that I held on to. It wasn't my mother's death that I could not get past. My mother was suffering terribly, and she had fought for 2 and a bit years, and it was just sucking everything out of all of us. And not to make it about me, but it literally was draining all of us, watching her suffer like that. And so it was just give her some peace. She deserves some peace, right? The day after my mother passed, I found out my father was terminal. That was a blow that I did not expect, nor was I prepared for. My father then was not capable of providing the comfort that I thought he would be able to provide for my sister and I. And he refused to speak to us because we did not tell him that our mother was ill. And so for about 6 months, he wouldn't speak to us. That was extremely difficult, obviously. But we had an odd relationship with our father in the last, 15 years of his life. So it wasn't unexpected that he did that. In terms of, I wasn't surprised, but I mean, it still hurt like the Dickens, right? After that, we started talking to our dad, and oddly enough, my dad was experiencing panic attacks, and so I started to be his person. I was the one that he would talk to every day. And anyways, about 4 months later, I remember the day that it happened. It was January the 8th, which is my Auntie Carol's birthday. My Aunt Carol, the very, very, very best person that I ever knew and was a great influence to my life, my education, and my career, was she was born with Down syndrome. And I just loved her to bits, and it was her birthday. And I was taking down the Christmas tree, and I had the music playing, and I was dancing around the living room, so there was no indication whatsoever that I was feeling upset or I wasn't okay, and I had a panic attack. And then I had another one. And then I had another one. And I remember laying in the kitchen, sort of in between the stove and the counter, like just vibrating. I was so scared. I was all by myself, and I had no idea what was happening to me. Many, many, many months later, I was diagnosed with anxiety panic disorder. I was having 6 to 8 panic attacks a day, and my whole life got ripped out from underneath me. I tried to get the help that I needed, but I lived in a big city and it took a long time. Yes, we are blessed here in Canada to have great health care, in terms of, we don't have to pay as we go kind of idea, but I had to wait for 9 months for an appointment. So for those 9 months, I suffered. And it has stolen my life, mostly because I gave in to the fear of it, to be honest. Now, so I have this reading with Jean. Jean says to me what she says to me, and I literally feel a piece fall off. Then I have a forgiveness ceremony, and my forgiveness ceremony, immediately I feel an instant sense of relief once again. And then the third most significant thing was my mother's ashes finally being released after 9 3/4 years, that we were able to actually carry out my mom's wish, and she wasn't sitting on the shelf at the funeral home like a old sweater that someone had forgotten about at the back of their closet. And when I was writing the words to my mom's speech, or whatever you want to call it, I noticed that it was 11:11 at night, or 1:11 in the morning, and I had written that in the speech. And for whatever reason, I did time, and it started out with how many days, and then how many months, and how many years. And the last thing that I said was, it was 111 months that we waited. So my connection with 111 is pretty huge. But anyways, my whole reason for telling you that is this: I am nothing if I am not transparent. I am here because I want to share my story with people in case they are going through the same thing, because I don't want you to wait for the help that I had to wait for, right? There's a lot of love here in this community. There is a lot of support here in this community. And if nothing else, you are not going to feel alone when you are here, right? So I do apologize. Again, went on my soapbox. Spiritual Rain is here. Thank you so much for being here. Michelle Bell, hello, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me just go back up for a moment here. Lots of people are saying lots of things in here. Cardamancy says she's cooking breakfast. Faye, many blessings to your father, and 97th birthday. 97th birthday. My goodness, my friend. You know what, Faye? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to find a picture, whether it be in your mind's eye or an actual photograph of a happy moment with your dad. And I want you to get out your journal, and I want you to write a detailed paragraph about that photograph, that moment in time, where you were, what you were doing, every detail. Because what that's going to do, my love, is that's going to help you to process and filter out the bad stuff and only inject the things that make you laugh. Like, oh, I remember he was wearing a red tie and it had little flecks of gold in it. And then, oh my gosh, he was sitting in that blue chair and we loved that blue chair. Do you know what I mean? And before you know it, you sort of get yourself lifted up and carry yourself through the story. I've done that several times. It wasn't until this very year, 2021, November the 7th, when I started this channel on my mother's birthday. It was the first birthday in 10 years. Not 10 years, 9 years. That I was able to think about my mom and not cry. That I was able to actually think about my moments and my memories with my mother. It takes a long time, and don't be upset with yourself because you're upset. You miss him. If you don't want to do the story, just talk to your dad. I mean, you know all these things, right? Light a candle, bake a cake for him, put on your party hat, play his favorite song, right? Celebrate your dad. That's what your father would want for you. That is what we all want for you because we love you. We don't want to know that you're sad. I hope that helps, my friend. All right. Jane the Seeker is just tired today. We're sending you lots of love, Jane. Please do look after yourself. You know that we love you. We want you to be okay. Carnomancy is cooking breakfast and listening. We love that. Tell us what you're making for breakfast. You were in a panic all day yesterday. Oh, you were in a panic. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm so sorry, Jane. Now, listen, I'm not trying to promote what I do here. Okay. I'm not saying I'm the best at what I do, but panic attacks, I know. Jane, if you feel like it, you know that you can email me and we can chat, right? That would be the first thing I'm going to say to you. And the second thing I'm going to say to you is grab a hold of my tapping video and do the tapping when that happens to you again. And the third thing I'm going to say is if you're out of that said mood now, that said state, then listen to the visualization and see if you can sort of at least relax yourself, because I know that you're extremely exhausted if you spent all day in a panic. I hope that helps, my friend. Many blessings to you. Scott says, very familiar with dzncats. It comes in waves and you never know when it's going to hit. Absolutely. And sorry for that. Thank you, Scott. Marie says, my cousin took care of her mom. I went back 5 years later to move her back. She slept the 3 days it took me to drive. Yeah. Yeah. Suzanne says, we lack mental health care workers and accessibility here in Canada. I feel our government is working up to the realization that it must change. I mean, yes, it is rough, but we have it a lot better than a lot of people do. Absolutely. Lots of highs. We don't get free mental health care, but receive emergency care. Well, we do here in Ontario, but it takes an awful long time. It does take an awful long time. Spiritual Range says, just going through some loss myself. Had to say goodbye to a beloved doggy this week. I don't miss my human family as much as I miss my pets. Aw. Very sorry for your loss, Spiritual Rain. And you know what? Our pets are our family. They are the ones that see us every single day, right? They know us better than we know ourselves at some point. So don't diminish them to mean your feelings for your pets, because they're very real, my friend, very real. And I'm very sorry for your loss. Very sorry, my friend. Hopefully we can help sort of lift your spirits a wee bit. Spiritual Range says, I've been seeing 1111 and 1111 so many times in the last week, still trying to process the message. Yeah. Suzanne says, some have a deeper love for their pets. That is a beautiful thing. Pets give us unconditional love that we need. They absolutely do, my friend. They absolutely do. All right. Cartomancy says that she's making an omelet, bacon, and eggs, cheese. Well, my friend, I'm allergic to eggs, but I'm all for the rest of it. So Good on you, my friend. I love that. Scott says it has been over 30 years from my mom leaving, or 30 days, 30 days from my mom leaving, and I haven't had one day when I haven't cried. I just started tapping this week. Here's the thing about that. There is no time frame, there is no time limit, and anyone who tells you that, you should be over it by X number of days, months, weeks, years, whatever the case may be, has clearly never experienced that kind of devastating loss. Each person is individual, each person's feelings are individual, and each person's reaction to a loss are different. We all feel things in a different way. There is no set timeline that tells you, okay, stop crying now, right? Pick yourself up off the couch now. There's none of that. There's none of that. And you will notice that when you go through a significant loss, meaning how you feel about the loss, there's going to come a point in time when everybody else goes back to living their life, and you're still standing there as if it like literally just happened, and you get kind of angry. There are stages of grief, and we must go through them. You can't deny yourself going through those stages of grief. But we have, as a general statement here, as a society, we have become very numb to a lot of things and very robotic because we're all busy and running around and, trying to do 9 things at once that we oftentimes forget. And I used to say this often. It wasn't the 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days after my mom passed that I needed everybody. It was the 6 weeks later when it was, Mother's Day. I still, to this day, cannot go into a store and hear, my mom's favorite Christmas song or the Mother's Day cards. That does I'm a puddle. I'm in just a total mess. If I am anywhere and I see like a young kid giving their mom a hard time, especially a young teenage girl, I want to go right up to that young girl and say, listen, you listen to me. Right? My mom's not here. I give my left arm to be able to pick up the phone and talk to my mother and tell her that I love her. Don't you dare. So don't give yourself any kind of time limit. Be patient with yourself. Be kind with yourself. But the most important thing that you can do when you are going through that and you are wondering to yourself, why is this coming in fits and spurts and waves? Because you're trying to process it. That's what's happening. So allow the process to work, right? Don't try to shut it down. Let it happen, because the only way that you are going to release and get rid of the hold that those emotions have on you is by releasing it. There are several ways we can tap. Tapping is a mechanism to stop panic. It is not a mechanism to help you release those hurt feelings. Write a letter and burn it. Right? If you need to forgive your mom of something, stand in the shower and let the water flow down over you. And as it rolls down you and down your body, and it goes in the drain, and you watch it, those are that feeling of those heavy emotions are being pulled right out of you, and they're going down the drain. Literally, they're releasing. Go stand outside, put your arms up to the sun or to the moon, and just say, like, I release this burden to the universe. I release these pains and these feelings and these emotions to the universe. And I'm allowing joy to come back in, right? Journal every day. Talk out loud to your mom. Tell her exactly how you're feeling. She's there. She's listening to you. She's got your back, right? It is a mirror work, my friends. best tool that you've got for emotions. I mean, not the best tool you've got. I think it's one of the best tools we have. This is a great way to have a conversation with your reflective self. You cannot lie to yourself. You can't. You can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to yourself. You can't lie to yourself. So you stand there in that mirror and you tell yourself what is going on. Have a conversation with your reflective self. It does wonders, my friend. It does wonders. And the most important thing, go speak to your medical professional and make sure that you don't need assistance of any kind, meaning like a therapist or a psychiatrist or perhaps a medication to help you through these. It's not an easy thing to deal with. So don't be hard on yourself, really, is what I'm trying to say. In terms of I should be okay by such and such a date. There is no calendar for this stuff. That's the important bit, right? So be kind to yourself, but also get yourself the help that you need in whatever way you can. Thank you, Jane. I love you. You know that. I love you. Okay, so Flowing says, I have my fan out for my anxiety attacks. Yeah, so anxiety attacks and panic attacks are very different. Anxiety attacks, and when I say they're different, I mean they are equally intense, they are equally scary, they are equally like, oh my God, I'm going to die. But they're brought on for different reasons, right? Not to minimize one is worse than the other, because they're equally scary. Like you literally think you're going to die. Okay, so K Travel says, wow, I've lost both my parents. My father's favorite song just came into my mind, the Tennessee Waltz. I love that song. I started to sing it. I started to cry, and he's now holding me. He's around me always. Aw, Kay, that's lovely, my friend. Beautiful. Good morning, Sonia. How are you, my friend? How are you? How are you? How are you? I am so late in responding. I'm so sorry. I'm like on my soapbox about a whole bunch of things here. Great show that you had last night with Michael. If anyone did not check it out, please do go check out Sonia Rain Lee. She has a wellness chat on Wednesday nights, usually follows mine, and she had Michael Dyer on, who is a relationship guru, I believe is what you called him, which I think is a fantastic name for him. He is such a powerful energy. He has created a set of relationship cards. They are so thought-provoking and such a great way of starting a conversation, which, the chat was flowing and helping so many people access, thoughts and feelings and emotions, and kind of giving you a pause to make you think. I adore Sonia, and Michael is just a powerful, powerful energy. I had Michael here on my channel as well, and it was just fabulous, just fabulous. All right, Jane, I'm sure that I've missed you, but I hope that you have a wonderful day, my friend. I hope that I'm going to send you an email after. Sure. Okay, so the tapping, I'm just scrolling all the way down to the bottom here. Okay. Wow, I've missed so much. Okay, so this tapping I was given by, yes, Suzanne, Michael definitely has a lot of wisdom to share. This tapping I was given by my therapist, okay? It's specifically, I don't mean it was made for me, but I mean it's specific to my needs in terms of having anxiety panic disorder, right? So I'm not saying it will not work for you. I'm not saying it will work for you. I'm just saying, in full disclosure, this was given to me by my therapist. So there's a lot of tapping exercises on YouTube, right? So I'm not saying this is the only one to use, in full disclosure, but this works for me. And so it's very easy. It's very painless, but it's something that it is a tool that we have in our toolbox. And I think my biggest personal hump is that I had and have tools in my toolbox, but I don't use them. It's kind of like a headache, right? Like you don't do anything to get rid of the headache until the headache is here and present. And then the minute that it goes, you forget. Well, maybe you need to look at your diet, right? Maybe you need to look at the environment that you're in. Maybe that's why you got the headache. Maybe there's someone like walking around with a whole bunch of, like cologne or perfume or something on, and you're in and like it's bothering you, and that's why you get a headache. But you just take a pill and go about your business, right? That's what I'm saying. I have all these tips and tools and information at my fingertips, and sometimes I forget to use them. So the tapping exercise, really quick. You put your fingers on your cheekbones here for like a count of 20, right? You don't say anything. You just get real quiet, real quiet. But the best part about this is you can do it anywhere. If you're in the store, or you're in the car or whatever, right? You just sort of move yourself off to the side and you can do this, right? That's why I like this, because it has like an immediate effect for me. So underneath your eyes, on your cheekbones here for a count of 20. And I don't do anything here because in the beginning I'm like freaking out, right? So I just feel the sensation of it. You're not smacking yourself. It's just a very light tap, right? Now you move down to your collarbone, right? And this is where I start to do some breathing, right? Right, so you do that for the same amount of time that you do this. So I usually stick with like a count of 20 because it's just easy, right? Now you take your hand and make a fist, put your thumb in, really, really loose. It's not tight. And you put your hand over your heart and just really lightly. And this is when I start talking to myself. You're okay. You're all right. You got this. You're okay. Another couple little, breaths. Now you go, and this one always feels funny, but you go right underneath your rib cage. So for the ladies, this is sort of like where your bra strap would be, right there. This is where you're hitting, and you're just doing, again, a light tap. You're not poking yourself, right? And then repeat, and it works. I don't know how to explain it, but it works for me. Basically, the vagus nerve is a nerve that runs all throughout you, and the vagus nerve is what carries your adrenaline. So when you're going into panic, when you're panicked, that adrenaline is flowing, and this tapping that you're doing is slowing that down. That's all that's doing, right? Allowing you to put yourself in a position where you can actually, then like grab a hold of a crystal, or you use your, I also use an anti-stress roller with essential oils that helps me. If I've used mirror work to get myself out of a panic attack, look myself in the rearview mirror of the car and say, like, get a hold of yourself right now. You are in charge of your life, not the panic. You tell the panic to go away. You're not welcome here. Literally, that's what I say. You go away. I'm in control of my life, not you. You go away. I have no use for you. Go. I have swore. I'm sure people think I'm wacko, but I've had to get mad at it. Like, not mad, like I'm angry, like I'm gonna, rip someone's head off, but get mad at it. Use my inner power and say, like, no, damn it. I'm in control here. You go away. There's no room. There's not enough room in this head for the both of us. So you go away. When I said that last night in your show, Sonia, that's what I was referring to. That voice that's inside your head, that critical voice that's inside your head that says to you, you're fat. You can't have that piece of cake. You're fat. No, I'm not listening to that. I don't accept that. Now I'm going to say this to you. If your best friend, your mom or dad, your spouse looked at you and said, "You're fat, you don't need that piece of cake," what would you say? I'll tell you what I'd say. I'd tell them to F off. I'd say, "You really? Thanks." Because I have mirrors at my house. I can see I don't need a piece of cake, but I want a piece of cake, damn it. So I'm going to have a piece of cake. So if your best friend, if your mom, if your brother and sister, or whoever said that to you and that was your reaction, when that voice in your head, the one that's supposed to serve you well, says to you, "You're fat," why are you going to accept that? You wouldn't accept that from a stranger on the street. Why are you accepting it from yourself? You tell that critical voice, "Listen up, okay? No, thank you. I am not interested in that. Now, you want to say something helpful? Okay, I'm open to it. But no." So you've got to train that muscle to help you. Because we do need that critical voice every once in a while that's like, "Hey, wait, hold on a minute. This might not be a great idea." But there's a way, right? Because words matter. Words have an impact. We hold everyone else to that standard. Why not ourselves? Our inside voice, right? So when that critical voice pops up and it's saying, "You suck, you're horrible, you're fat, you're ugly, you're this, you're that," you're like, "No, I'm sorry. I'm not listening to that. I am not listening to that. Go away." Now, friends, I do not in any way, shape, or form mean to minimize and say like, "Oh yes," because that's so easy to do. It takes a lot of work and it's very challenging to get to the point where you can say no. But if you hear nothing else that I've ever said to you, know this. 9 3/4 years, I have been working on that very thing. And finally, my friends, we have, there's light at the end of the tunnel, is all I'm going to say. So try. Because you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself, right? Oh, thanks, Sonia. Listen, Sonia is a phenomenal woman, a very, very, very wise individual. And I love Sonia. And I'm so happy that, I've had Sonia on my channel. I go to Sonia's chat every Friday. Please check her out. I know someone put her link in the chat. I know that's not why she showed up, but she's phenomenal. And I love her energy. She's such a bright light. Whenever you're feeling bad, if you get a chance to watch one of Sonia's videos, she just sort of lifts your spirit up just by watching her. She's great. So I'm happy I get to call her my friend. Scott says, the ego can be nasty at times. Tapping and breath work seem to work for me too. Yeah, everybody has their thing, right, Scott? Everyone has their things that work for them and they don't work for others, and which is great that we have all these tools that we can use, right? Visualization. There's a visualization video on the channel. That is my number one go-to. The breathing does not work for me whatsoever, but the visualization works for me. The mirror work works for me. I can do that. It doesn't work for a lot of people, but it works for me. And the tapping, right? Spiritual Rain says, "Why are you accepting that for yourself?" Exactly. We allow ourselves and sadly people in our lives to treat us badly when we wouldn't allow a stranger to do so. That and ourselves. Like we talk to ourselves like crap. And we allow it. So when you reverse that statement and think about it this way, if you allow your critical inner voice to talk to you like crap, why is it a shock that other people are talking to you like crap? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's all connected, right? Suzanne says, I'm looking forward to cake on Sunday, single serving, because I have no discipline. Girl, eat the damn cake. That's what I say. Just eat the cake. And Spiritual Rain says, I'd face dive a cake right now if it were in front of me. Oh my gosh. So my husband made the cake. You know, he's always like offering some free cake for subscriptions here at dzncats. So he made a chocolate cake the other night with vanilla icing. And like the thing was almost gone. Like so bad. It was like 2 days ago. Big, huge pan. Have the cake. Thank you, Vivian, for putting Sonia's link up there. Appreciate that, my friend. Yes, so Sonia does Wednesday night wellness, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, I think, right, Sonia? And then she does coffee chat, which here in the Eastern time zone is 11:30. And coffee chat, not to say that our shows are alike, but it's a similar format, and she doesn't get on her soapbox like I do very often, but she like pulls oracles, and there's sort of like a theme that the cards sort of develop, and you know, everybody is very like the chat loves to participate, and I can't say enough great things about Sonia. Oh, thanks, Kay. That's very kind of you to subscribe to Sonia. Marie says, finally got out of my ugly duckling stage at 42 years old. Marie, you know what? That is really interesting that you share that, because I don't think that I've ever been out of my ugly duckling stage. I struggle with it because I'm a Leo, and not because I'm a Leo, but because I'm a Leo, and I understand that Leos are supposed to be like, oh, I'm here. And I've never felt like I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, so I struggle with that. I struggle with it. But luckily, I am surrounded by, you know, wonderful people in my life, and, you know, they sort of give me all that I need. Right. So thank you for sharing that with us, because I, you know, sharing something that personal is not easy. So I appreciate that. Now everyone wants cake. Okay. You guys are funny. Oh, thank you, Spiritual Rain. Oh, 8 p.m. Sorry, Sonia. Sorry. Yeah, no, Sonia's great. Okay, so well, that, I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. I have always thought this, that if you, oh, thank you, Cartomancy. You're so kind. Thank you. Thank you. If you deny yourself, this is just a theory that I have. If you deny yourself something that you really want, you're going to get stuck. Right? So there's a piece of cake and you got your eye on it, and I want it, but no, I can't have it. I'm, you know, I need to lose weight, and I need to eat more healthy, or I won't be able to sleep tonight, or whatever the case may be, right? You're going to keep going into the kitchen. You're going to eat everything else that you can get your hands on, because you don't want the other things that you're trying to feed yourself and trying to convince yourself that you do want, because you want that damn cake. So walk into the kitchen and cut yourself a slice of cake. It don't have to be the size of the pan, girlfriend. You don't have to grab the pan and a fork and go to business, right? You just need to take a little sliver. Because the craving to have something will be satisfied with just a little of that something, if that makes sense, right? Good for you, Suzanne. Good for you. Oops. All right. No, sorry. Sugar is an addiction for you? Yeah. Me too, friend. Me too. Well, let's face it. I'm just addicted to anything that isn't any good for me. I don't care whether it's sugar or salt or whatever it is. You know, it's funny, right? You get to a certain age and you're like, honestly, like, I just don't care. I can't count steps and count calories. And read labels and all this crap. You know, at one point I was very conscious and into that. I mean, I'd spend 3 hours in the grocery store reading every flipping label, standing in. I don't have time for that anymore. I'm like, oh my God, could I just have whatever I want? It's so much work, but it's important. It's important. All right, we're pulling some more cards because that's what you came here for, not to listen to me. Friends, beautiful card. We have Spirit. Now, this is from the relationship section of my Oracle deck. So this is our relationship with Spirit, right? Our relationship with the divine, with the higher power. That's what it is. Whatever that higher power may be for you. What does that mean for you? What does it do for you? What does that relationship provide you with? What can you hope to gain from it if you're thinking about it or you're a little bit afraid of it, right? It speaks to protection. It makes you feel like you are protected. Someone's always got your back. I don't know about you guys, but there is no greater feeling to me than knowing that someone's got me, that I'm not going to be okay. It's being guided by these messages, by the thoughts, by the feelings that we have. It is love. It is love. It is healing. It is that the idea of a connection. You know, that you're not a singular individual, that you are connected to something. And if you want to take that a step further, you're connected to something that is bigger and more powerful and like a collective sort of band of energy. You know what I mean? Like if I'm connected to Spirit, then I'm connected to everyone, if that makes sense. Because we're all connected to Spirit, if that, you know what I'm saying? And the most important thing is inner peace. Inner peace. There are many times that I have heard all of this stuff, and I thought, when I say stuff, you know, come from a place of gratitude and love and light, and I was like, whatever. It's like blah, 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 blah. It's not blah, blah, blah. It's not. It's truth. It is truth. It is truth. I'm going to say this. Suzanne just popped that up on the screen, and I just thought of a thing that I just put up last Sunday on my board here. What you have now, what you have right now, is once what you hope to have. What you have right now is what you once hoped to have. That is my life story. And I don't know that I'm that different from everybody else in terms of I am so busy trying to get the next thing that I'm supposed to get on my list, right? Because I'm supposed to be here by the time I'm 30, and I'm supposed to be here by the time I'm 40, and I'm supposed to be here by the time I'm 50, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? They got a new car and they got a new house and they got a trip and I want a new car and a new house and a new whatever, right? You're constantly working, constantly trying, constantly saving for what? You're always trying to get bigger, better, brighter, whatever, right? So what we forget is that we forget to be in the moment and realize that we're actually, oh my gosh, I've already achieved so much, right? i.e. coming from a place of gratitude. I've said openly many times on this channel and other places, I am not proud of this, but it's important that I admit it in case anyone else is feeling the same way to me. I was, of course, grateful for the life that I had, for the people in my life. But I was not, by any stretch of the imagination, coming from a place of gratitude. I was not coming from a place of gratitude. I was not grateful. I am not grateful that I have anxiety, panic disorder, and depression. I am not grateful that it has hijacked my life. I am not grateful that I am stuck in my house because of the fear that I have, that I feel like I can't go safely out of my home. And that is not due to the pandemic. That is because of my anxiety. So no, I'm not grateful. I'm not grateful that I've lost my friends. I've lost jobs. I almost lost my husband. I almost lost my home. No, I'm not grateful at all. Sorry. And then I was like, oh, that's not what grateful is. It's having an open heart. It's coming from a place of love. It is opening your heart up. It is coming from a place of joy. In terms of, I deserve to experience all the love and the joy that I can muster up for myself. Why would I close my heart to that? Why would I do that? I mean, that's what it means to me. And so all of a sudden, light bulb, and I start coming from a place of gratitude, where I start to appreciate who I am, what I am, and my surroundings. Once I started to appreciate myself, then I could appreciate my surroundings. Once I can appreciate my surroundings, then I start to branch out. And I don't want to sound like, like a reformed smoker or reformed drinker or reformed whatever. I'm just saying that I say this all the time. Show the world your sparkle. Okay? I don't want to sound stupid about this. Each of us has a sparkle within us. We were born that way. Right? We were born with it. That sparkle is in us to be projected out to the world. And you deserve to have it shot out to the world. The world deserves to see it. So don't deny it. Don't deny it. Don't live in negativity, because that's what stops it from shining. That is what stops it from shining. So show the world your sparkle, my friends, because the world deserves to see it. And you deserve for the world to see it. Like, shine. Turn your light on and shine. Just turn it on and shine. Seems like a pretty simple process, right? It is a lot of hard work, my friends, but you can do it. We're all here to help you. You are never alone. Not on my watch. You're not alone, right? Now, that sounds like a big promise, but I hope that you know that I mean it from the bottom of my heart. If ever there is anything that I can say or do to assist, because I've lived this and it sucks. I don't wish this last 9 3/4 years on my very worst enemy. But my friends, my journey is just beginning, and it has so changed me already. I am excited for the first time in 10 years about my future. And why? Because of this community, because of all of you, because of Spirit, because of my mom, because of the people around me, because I opened up my heart just a little bit. So I come from a place, I'm not just sitting here talking about stuff. I'm talking about stuff that I know to be true for me. And if there's anything that I can say that helps you to go, oh, maybe I could try that. That is the greatest gift that I could ever be given. Oh, thank you, Sonia. I'm excited for me too, to be honest. it is the first time in like 10 years where I feel like I have a purpose, I have a mission, I have a purpose in terms of I have a purpose to choose positivity rather than negativity, right? Thank you, Kay. Very kind of you, my friend. I appreciate that. All right, friends, I'm going to pull just a couple more cards, and we're going to call it a day because we've been on here for an hour and 10 minutes. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are phenomenal. So again, just real quick, we have the tarot scopes for this week are on the channel. The new tarot scopes will be up on Sunday. The positivity challenge video from last week was up on Sunday. The new positivity challenge will be up on Sunday. I'm back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for Thanks Spirit It's Friday, where we do a collective read for what's going to happen for the weekend. And I think that's about it. Make sure, of course, you all go check out Sonia. And, of course, Jane the Seeker, if she's feeling better. And for anyone else that was in here today that has a channel, there's lots of great readers out there and just lots of great people, right, in this community. And I'm happy to call lots of them my friends. So, it is freedom, Suzanne. Absolutely, my friend. And thank you, Kay, for saying that. That's greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Okay, let us pull a couple more cards. Oh, Cartomancy. Listen, big shout out to you, my friend. Cartomancy is my my tarot partner, so we'll be getting together soon, hopefully. And well, now, Flowing, when you say that you're in need of some energy, do you mean like some Reiki energy or some healing energy, or do you mean like you're just feeling kind of like blah? Does anyone want a funny card? Because I've got those inner effing peace cards if anyone feels like they need a giggle. I dropped a card, sorry. You're depleted of energy? Okay. You're depleted of energy. Sonia. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you is, Dick, I mean, you're a retired nurse, so I don't need to tell you how to look after yourself, right? But drink some water, right? Make sure that you do that. There are Gatorades and stuff that you can take to sort of fill up your, sort of like to replace your electrolytes and stuff. You may be feeling depleted because of what, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that you weren't feeling so hot for a pretty long time, right? Might not be a bad idea to check in with the doctor to make sure that, everything's going the way that it should. Maybe you could just sort of eat things in your diet that are going to be better for you than like cake would be, for example, right? Try to get a good night's rest, pamper the heck out of yourself, give yourself a long bubble bath or a long shower, or, curl up in with a lovely book and try not to be so hard on yourself. Because I do notice that about you, Flan, that you have great expectations for yourself. And sometimes I think that that's really hard on a person. Look at that. Sonia's saying to say that I am full of energy today. Maybe do some manifesting and manifest yourself, or maybe you just need to crank the music up and just dance around. Bear with me while I grab my cards. Okay, I'm back. Did y'all miss me? All right. Let me get myself comfortable here. All right. Yes. I created I created a playlist last week as part of my positivity challenge, Sonia, and I play it like every time I go live before the camera. I put my music on and I pump myself up. The cats hate it, by the way. Cats can't stand it when I sing. They're like, lady, please. My stomach's growling, in case you can hear it, which is really embarrassing. All right. Flowing, this is for you. Keep calm and fucking breathe. Flowing. Just breathe. On the back it says, raise the vibe one breath at a time. All right, Sonia said that she wants one. Suzanne, listen, there is no way to learn how to dance. You gotta, you know the movie Dirty Dancing? You turn the music on and you feel the rhythm in your heart. Don't care about who's watching, what you're doing. There are no right or wrong ways when it comes to dance. Just feel the rhythm in your body and let your body move to it. You know, I recently had this come across my my feed on YouTube. There is this flash mob dance thing. These ladies are all between the ages of 40 and 75, okay? And they're somewhere like Brazil or something like this, right? They don't speak English, so I don't even know where they're from. But they do these dance routines, and the music is played, and they're out there. There's a male instructor, and they've learned these dance routines, and they're standing in the most beautiful settings, and they're just dancing. It's so inspiring. It's so inspiring. They are having the best time ever. I love it. All right. For our friend Sonia, I think that this is really appropriate for Sonia, and I don't know why I feel that way, but here you have it. It says, Sonia, decide your vibe. I mean, I love the pattern on this thing. It's beautiful. Decide your vibe. It attracts your tribe. Now, there's nothing like funny or you know, whatever about that, but I think it's a cool message. All right, who's next? They remind me of, I just recently came across this video too. Don't ask me why, you guys, but a whole bunch of videos are coming across my YouTube feed of cake decorating. Whatever. So recently I found a lady who is doing the, you know how you do the die on the hand? And they're showing you, so she has all these different tools that she uses. Some are food, some are just other things, and she puts them all Oh, okay. Yes, yes. And so they put them all up her hand, and then she goes around it with the ink. Yes, the henna. It was beautiful. I was like totally into it. Kay, you want a card? Not a problem, my friend. Okay, you've got sit happens. Sit happens. Not shit, but sit. Sit happens. So take a moment. Just take a moment. Just take a moment. I found it very inspiring, Faye. I found it very inspiring. You know, they did a special Mother's Day edition for this particular instructor and the crew, right? The dancers, where they introduced them all and told you how old they were. And I really enjoyed them. I mean, there's one lady in particular that I just think is adorable, and like she's like 68 years old, and she always has the biggest smile on her face. And you know, she's turning the wrong way, she's going in the wrong direction, but she's having the time of her life, and I love it. I love watching someone experience joy. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. They are called Inner Effing Peace. So Inner Peace, right? I got them on Amazon, Sonia. They are by you guys wouldn't believe me even if I told you this. So, set of 60 irreverent cards, snarky ass sayings help transcend bullshit. Namaste, bitches. That's what it says. Prompts on card backs inspire laughter, contemplation, or action. They are made by Peter Popper Press. Seriously, that's what it says. Yeah, they're on Amazon. They were like $7.99 Canadian, so it says right on the box $5.99 US. So cute little addition, right? They're not as nasty as the Rebel, which personally I don't find the Rebel cards funny at all. This is more like exactly how I feel, and you know, like in the morning I'd be like, yeah, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? I just thought they'd be different. All right, let's try another one. We've got sit down and shut up. Sit down and shut up. Sit down and shut up. In other words, meditate. I'll just give you some examples of some of them here. I don't know why I'm getting all the sit down and shut up cards, but give that shit up. Give that shit up. There's better shit on the horizon. Oh, sorry, that was blurry. There's better shit on the horizon. Faye, you want a card, love? All right, I'll give Faye a card here. Yeah, for $5.99, you can't go wrong. That's like these little guys here, these little mini ducks that I have. You get these on Amazon as well. And I think Canadian, there's like some are like 13, 14, but mostly like $15.99 or $17.99. So I don't know what they'd be in US, but it'd be way cheaper, of course. Well, I got your card, Faye, but I dropped it. Bear with me, my friend. I like this one. You've got peace, love, and yoga pants. Peace, love, and yoga pants. Oh, and fuzzy slippers. Peace, love, and yoga pants. I love it, Faye. I love it. All right, my friends, I'm gonna just pull one more of these here. Let's make it a good one. You know what? Some of the minis have really, really nice messages on them, and I really like the mini Chakra Love deck. I really like that one. The Language of Flowers is a close second, but I have two others. I've got the Moon Magic as well as the Sweet Dreams. And I have to be honest, I don't use the Sweet Dreams very often. But we're getting there. Oh, good, Flowing. Thank you, everyone, for helping Flowing out and sending her Reiki. That was very kind of you guys. She's starting to feel better, so that's good. All right, here we go. We've got... Take a hint from a sloth. Take a hint from a sloth. Slow the fuck down. Take a hint from a sloth and slow the fuck down. So, my friends, the message for today is just chill. It is exactly what Faye's card is, right? Peace, love, and yoga pants and fuzzy slippers, man. Just take the day off. You've been working hard all week. Just take the day off. Just chill. It's all good. It is all good. It is all good, my friends. All right. I will let you all get on with your day. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. As always, I appreciate you guys very much. I couldn't do it without you. Wouldn't be much fun sitting here talking to myself. That is for sure. I'm kidding, of course. Thank you, everybody, for all of your love, all of your support. You guys are phenomenal, and I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and check out the positivity video. Check out the pick-a-piles if you haven't already done so. And I will see you all tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern for Think Spirit. It's Friday. So from me to you, until we see each other again, many blessings. Bye for now, everyone. Have a great day.